We're with Taps Westcoast.
What's up, Chad? How are you? We have Omar in the studio.
Hi, Omar.
Right now, we have Taps in the studio. Taps Westcoast. Tell us what you guys do.
Well, right now we're at a undisclosed location investigating. We're up in an attic, and it was actually a case we did a few weeks back, and we did our reveal, and we also wanted to try to debunk what we caught, and so far we're unable to debunk.
All right, what do you guys? What kind of activity has been noted there?
Well, the big thing that we caught when we were here was we were able to have 3 REM pods go off, and they all went off at once 4 or 5 times, Chris?
Yeah, around there.
What's a REM pod?
So, REM pod is a device that you haven't seen. You know what a REM pod is?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Basically, what a REM pod is it's a device that we use to we actually emit. It comes with 4 little lights and an antenna, and what it does is if you go up to it, it kind of emits its own little field of energy, and if you break the energy, you go near that antenna, lights will go off. And the closer you get to the antenna, the more lights that go off, the more noise.
In short, it's basically a proximity direct current meter.
Proximity direct current meter. Okay.
Yeah, there. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Omar.
All right. What did you see? What have you seen so far at this location?
I'm calling in.
I'm here, Chris. Chris is having some difficulty with his phone, but he's calling right now.
Okay, I see it right now. I can answer it.
Yeah, go ahead and answer it. You can talk to Chris.
Okay. Hi, this is the Red Light Tissue Show. Chris.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Not much. I have my headphones on, but apparently it's not working.
What are you seeing over there?
Hold on real quick. I'm trying to get my... Okay, talk now?
What are you seeing over there?
What am I seeing over here?
Yeah.
A lot of dirt. A lot of darkness and some good stuff, man. That's what investigating is all about, getting into those dark corners where people won't go.
What city are you in?
I'm in Fullerton. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. A-okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
I'm in Fullerton right now.
All right, you see anything funny over there, or not yet?
Well, actually, it's we came back here to do some research on a location that we already did an investigation on, which resulted in good findings. So we just wanted to come back and pretty much see if some of the anomalies were explainable or not.
Do people pay you guys to come out there and investigate?
Oh, absolutely not. We did this free of charge. Definitely. It comes out of each and every individual's pocket. So, yeah, we never charge for these services.
Would you consider it to be... would you consider ghosts to be legit?
I've never been one to piggyback on labeling things like ghosts and demons and stuff like that.
Entities.
So, yeah, those are just man-made descriptors of trying to understand what's going on. That's not explainable. There's definitely something out here, man. There's definitely something going on, whether it's dimensional or, whatever. But there's definitely some activity that, we can't explain right now that's happening. So,
would you?
The best. Go ahead.
When you're out there and you're doing these things, what is the best explanation that you have come to describe something that's not explained? For example, is it maybe a projection of someone's mind, or is it actual spirit that has a agenda of its own?
Yeah, that's interesting that you asked that. There's so many dynamic avenues you have to go through. I mean, when you're an investigator, and nowadays days, you can't just go in and say, hey, this place is haunted, goodbye, see ya. That's why West Coast, we revamp a lot of protocols and procedures that we do to accommodate the onslaught of ghost hunting techniques and stuff like that. So basically, we don't use the terms haunted. We don't go and give you solidified answers if we don't have them. If we do catch unexplainable activity, we will tell you, hey, this is unexplainable. This is exactly what we caught. We don't edit anything down. We don't dumb it down. We don't alter audio. This is exactly what we captured. And that's why we're back at the Villa del Sol. I mean, we didn't have all the... Sorry. That's why
You're not allowed to tell where you guys are at?
Well, it's all right.
Now it is.
I know Chad's like, oh my God, what have you done?
Actually, the owner's okay with this.
Yeah.
The owner's okay.
Chad's pissed.
Yeah, cool.
Chad's pissed.
I'm sorry, say again?
I said, Chad is pissed.
Yeah, he just did a roundhouse kick and just knocked my tooth out, around all these insulation and the rat traps,
But, I mean, on a serious note, we do keep locations on the down low. We don't let anyone know, where we're investigating, or if we catch audio, we don't put it on social media. Because the thing is, like, for example, if we were to investigate your house, let's say, and we catch, like, these full-body apparitions, and we're like, oh, yeah, we're at, this address and whatnot, and you're going to have, you're going to have an open house pretty much. And so we're that's one of our big things. Without the customers or the client's permission, we will not disclose locations. Yeah,
actually, what we did was we created a case file name, and that would just be, watch out there, don't step on anything to fall through, okay? So if the report and the files got into somebody else's hands, they would have no idea where the location was. And matter of fact, my car got ripped off, and that was one of the things they stole from it was a reveal package. But it didn't have the client's address, names, nothing like that. So, that was one of the reasons why we do that.
Shit. Have you seen anything that's ever shooken you to your core?
Actually tonight. Funny you mention that. I'm not going to go too much into detail. I mean, we're still researching some of the anomalies, but tonight we may have seen a full body apparition, which I've never seen before. But we're reviewing some of the stuff that's going on, and and touches and stuff like that. So. I mean, actually tonight, normally it's kind of it's a here and there. There's things that we all experience at different times and places. But tonight, it was pretty hairy.
Have you ever visited anywhere in Ventura County?
Ventura County, no. I think the furthest north is Beverly Hills. We actually were. That.
Why not? He advertised.
Yeah, he does. You're aware of David Ullman. I'm sure you've seen him, his show, his house on Ghost Adventures,
My Ghost Life,
My Ghost Stories, or whatever.
Yeah.
I've actually been there twice, and the second time I was there, he was wanted to film us investigating his house for his upcoming film. And so, I've been there before. I wasn't really too creepy about it, the areas, and we had some activities, some unexplained stuff, but I went downstairs to the very bottom floor to set up one of our static night vision cameras, and it's got one of those feelings that something didn't want me there. I know it's hard to try to explain to those that never experienced it before, but I don't know if you have, but you just feel like someone's staring at you and does not want you there. And I just heard that. I balled the camera and got the hell out of there. So, I think one location was Laguna Beach. We caught the disembodied voice that, But anyways, yeah.
I've actually
yeah.
been to several places in Ventura County.
Is that Omar?
Yes,
Of course.
we're actually about to get into an interview with Omar. So
Wow.
So thank
That's
you
gonna be
guys so
awesome,
much
man.
for fucking calling in. We really appreciate it. Where can
No
people
worries,
find
man.
you? Where can people find you if they want to call somebody?
Visit our website.
What's
Visit
your-
our website. There's contacts in there and everything. So,
what
all right.
is your website?
tapswestcoast.com.
All right.
Omar should know all that stuff. So,
Thank you so much, man, for calling in.
and then we're going to have everybody periodically check the website because we got some events coming up. We got fundraiser. We got some more stuff coming up. So and hang out with us on Facebook and Twitter and Omar, you can pick up from there.
Hey,
Can you hear me, Omar?
Yeah.
Hey, the Red Light District Show is going to help support you guys. Whatever
Right
things you
on.
guys have
Appreciate it.
coming up,
Thank
we'll send out an email blast. We have over 5,000 people on our email contacts.
Okay. Well, awesome.
And we'll try to
Good work.
our darndest to help
You
you
know,
guys.
maybe you guys could do a live broadcast from the charity event.
Oh, okay.
You know, bring your little radio thing. All right, guys, we're out, man. We're ready to
All right.
go into the darkness of love, man.
All right. Have a good one, bud. All right. Our radio thing. I was actually hoping to go on an exploration with you guys.
You could.
Omar, so Ventura County. Oh, first, this is Omar from Taps West Coast. What's up, man?
Hello.
What is your job in particular?
My job with the team is media coordinator and webmaster.
Uh-huh.
So I set up radio interviews, event appearances, and then maintain the website, Twitter, and Facebook.
Nice. Do you ever go with these guys on?
Yeah,
So you're saying that there's places that are haunted in Ventura County?
of course, everywhere.
What is the most notorious call you get?
Well, I have a disclosure agreement with them.
Oh, it's a house?
It's a commercial
It's a commercial.
place with Victorian homes.
So in Oxnard?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was actually scratched there several times. I was actually
Come on, Doug. Furls?
Yeah.
Where'd you get scratched?
In the chapel that's there.
Uh-huh.
I was just playing random keys on the piano that sounded really bad, and next thing I know, my arm was hurting, so I lifted up my sleeve and had some scratches there.
So it's an evil spirit, would you say? I mean, would you describe it as that?
Like Chris, I don't like to label spirits.
Okay. An aggressive spirit? A descriptive word, would that be better?
Yes.
Aggressive. Okay. Have you ever? I hear like when you watch those shows, right? You feel like the warmness. They say, "Oh, there's a big warmness inside of you." No. I hear like a warmth.
No, it's cold.
Not really.
No.
Well, they do create cold spots, but not in your body. Like, you'll feel it in the areas around you. Yeah, I don't know. I personally think they're just drafts, but I've also seen things being thrown at me in that same place. I was sending an email to remind the property owner that we're going in, and I was on the desk here, and there's another desk like several feet away, and I actually saw the picture on the wall lift up and then being thrown towards me.
Oh shit! Besides that place, is there any other hot activity in Ventura County? Would you say top 5?
Nordoff
Hotspots.
Cemetery and Oliva's Adobe.
Olivia's Adobe. Where else?
And a certain college.
Oxnard?
Camarillo.
Channel Island.
Oh, Camarillo. Oh, okay, yeah. CSUCI.
Yeah, you're not supposed to say that. They don't like it. But at, I guess we can say now, Cal's at Channel Islands, I was still in high school and I was doing a photography competition.
Uh-huh.
And so I was walking around and I heard like a female screaming and like a swing set swinging. I later found out that that was where they kept the women. And behind there was where the kids would play, and like they had swings there, which not anymore, but the bars are still there. So that was interesting.
You do hear that, huh? The swing set.
Yeah.
Because I've been there, just like when you're a kid. You ever been to Scary Dairy?
Yeah.
Anybody else? I have. Yeah. All right. When you're doing the whole Scary Dairy thing, what is my dad trying to?
He's just. It's Phil Appreciation Day. You gotta let him do what he gotta do. Man.
All right. So you been there?
Yes.
And did you ever hear anything or see anything?
I mean, yeah, actually I did. And you're talking to someone who's skeptical about everything.
And you saw something?
Well, okay. So Scary Dairy is that dairy right outside of the college now, right? Yeah. And I went there and played paintball, and nothing happened before. And I've been there a couple times on a hike. No, nothing's happened to me there. But at the college, I went there when they were first changing it into a school, and I went into the padded rooms that were like right across from where the main area is now for the school. Like right past the bell tower. Now there's like a big yard for it. Is that them again?
That is another one of our members.
All right. Hold that story. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
You're on the air.
Awesome.
Awesome. Where are you at right now? Is this a different location?
I'm out of Valencia, California, so we're all part of the same Westcoast.
He's home? Okay. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Good, man. We're just hanging out with Omar, and we're like reliving some ghost stories and just learning about Taps West Coast.
Good deal. Thanks for having us on. We appreciate it.
No problem, bud. All right, so give me a little background about yourself.
Well, I guess I'll give you the paranormal side of it, so we're not here all night. But ever since I was young, I could feel things, I guess is the best and easiest way to put it. Is I could walk into a place and kind of tell you, there's something here that, we don't know is here kind of deal. I never really was too keen on it until probably early high school. I had the first experience where I actually sat down, really felt it out, kind of thought about it, and was actually at a friend's house, and I told her, I was like, you know what, it feels like there's two other spirits here, and that they're related, and there was some kind of fight or quarrel, like there's tension, and then after the tension, there's nothing. And she ended up going to the house of the owner, and they ended up looking up, and it used to be the main house of a ranch that was out here, and the couple that lived there had fought, and the rancher had actually shot his wife with a shotgun, and then took his own life. So yeah.
Are you like a psychic?
No, not by any means. I guess what you kind of would call them is like a sensitive, but not. I'm not too keen on it. Like I haven't really worked it out that well. I kind of just have mild senses when I walk into a place.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy.
How do you come into play? Like, have you or I can imagine how you can come and play. Like, you walk into a room and they'll ask you, "What do you feel?"
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the teamwork side of things, it kind of just helps in making us all aware. I mean, when we work together, each one of us is a little bit more skilled in something than other things, and we all help each other out. But yeah, I mean, there's situations where I'll walk into a place and I'll tell Chris or I'll tell Omar, be like, it's gonna be a good night, because I can't. I can't walk into a place and be like, oh, there's 4 people, 2 kids, and I can't nail it down that well. But I can walk into a place and tell you, hey, yeah, this is, I feel something here. There's an energy here. Usually good, hopefully good, and then that's about as sensitive as I get.
That's cool, man. Do you have anything coming up, like investigation wise?
I think the team has they have a case in Menifee, but I'm not too familiar with it. I'm actually not going to be able to make it. I think Omar, and I don't know if you have Chris on the line too, but I think they're going out.
You're going for that one, Omar?
I have no idea.
Okay. What is one thing that shook you to the core?
trying to think. Luckily, I haven't had too many things that have really shaken me to the core. There's been plenty of times where it just really surprised me, and there's been other times where it kind of, you get all the signals that you shouldn't be doing that and that you should be going, but you still go anyway. Most recently, I guess, the thing that kind of set me for a loop is we were going to a case in Monrovia, and when I've been having like dreams, man, I've been having like nightmares of this house, and I was like, you know what, I don't know if it's worth it, or I don't know if there's something taunting us or not wanting to go or something along those lines. And there was, I got out of work late, so I was already heading late to the case, and then on the way down to the case, my truck was like actually almost, and I had a brand new car, it was like a year old, and it was actually like breaking down on the way down there. So it's like everything was telling me not to go or not to show up. And another one of the team members had the same thing happen. So it was one of those things where it was like, it could all be coincidental. There's no scientific proof behind it, but it was kind of freaky. Sure. Nothing ended up happening at the house, but
that's crazy. All right, well, hey, we're gonna get back to it with Omar. Thank you so much for calling in, bud.
No problem, man. Thanks for having us, and we'll hope to talk to you guys again soon.
Sounds good. Thank you. Okay, Mikey, where were you at?
We broke into the undeveloped part. Like they still have one or two buildings that they haven't done anything to since. Literally, they locked the doors and left, and 15 years later, all right, we're gonna build a school. So there's still parts that got chalkboards with fucking classroom type games on them that these people were playing.
Yeah, I heard there was files left over.
There's a lot of shit.
A bunch of shit left over.
So one time we're in there in the middle of the night, right? We got all drunk. We're smoking blunts and shit.
Like a dumbasses on.
Hey, let's go.
Fuck life.
Let's fucking go up in there. Let's go up in there. It's gonna be great. It's 3 in the morning, 2 or 3 in the morning. It's gonna be great. Let's go up in there. So we find this door that has almost a food tray opening through it. Mm-hmm. And it just had a piece of plywood over it. So we pulled that plywood off and climbed through, right? And you guys would probably think this was 10 years ago. No, it's a year and a half ago. Okay. I'm still a kid. I'm down to do shit like that. I'll go right now. You want to go right now? I'll go right now.
I'm down.
Let's go.
So listen, I'm about it, but let me tell my story first. So we go in there and we find this this room that obviously held the medicine and things to give each person for the day. It had labels, names, this person, Emily and Ashley, and all kinds of names. And so we're climbing around looking for shit, and there's this sweater up there, right? And it's this weird wool sweater that's obviously mass produced in Russia.
Red?
No, it was gray. It was gray, and it was it had been up there so long that they painted the wall, and a piece of the sweater got painted because it was up there. They just kind of sprayed and didn't see the sweater. It was tucked in the corner, and the sweater got a little piece of. So it's really old. We pull it out. Right as we pull it out, and walk outside the door. So there's probably 4 corridors that are 200 yards each that are still untouched, and we're on one side of it, and we think everybody thinks this came from the same spot, a scream, a fucking woman scream, ah, from the other one though. So it's kind of faint. We're what the fuck was that? We need to go, dude. It's probably fucking someone saw us. The shit got pulled off the door and they screamed or something, right? So we start walking back. We're not in a hurry really because we don't see flashlights or anything. We're kind of walking back to where we were, and we see this chalkboard, like I said, and it had games on it, still from when the people were playing. So we kind of find a window and we dump it out the window because we're gonna take it with us and shit. And we get outside and there's nobody around. Nobody around for.
It couldn't have been somebody that was screaming from
Sure, definitely could have been. I'm down to believe that because it was
Whatever
fucking scary, nigga. I'm down to believe that. It was really scary.
What's the biggest jobs Chaps West Coast has done? Highest profile?
Probably the house he was talking about in Beverly Hills.
Oh, that one.
so which is where near where the Sharon Tate murders happened.
Where would you, if you got to pick one place to investigate, where would you want to investigate?
Probably Waverly Hills Sanatorium, one of those two. Sanitarium, I think.
Awesome. Shit. Where do you want to go, Mikey?
Probably somewhere like in Hollywood, some old Hollywood building like the Knickerbocker or something like that. Something that's got a lot of old Hollywood history.
What about you, Dean?
Charles Manson Caves.
What about you, Jesse?
That shit's fucked up. No, I'd want to go to somewhere. I mean,
I'd want to go somewhere cool like Stonehenge, man.
yeah, I was thinking somewhere in like the middle of the country, or
That's not
like South
haunted.
America or
Stonehenge.
something
Yeah,
like
it
that,
is.
like a temple or something like that. Like if
Like
that
Alien.
shit was haunted. But then you
Easter
die,
Island.
and then that's no good. So I don't know.
All right. What about you? Hills Have Eyes?
Prague, France.
What the hell? You gonna investigate the whole place?
Oh, check this. That doesn't exist anymore.
Dad, where would you want to go?
Okay, well, Prague, that'd be gnarly, right? That's one of the most haunted places in the world. Okay.
Cognac, too. Cognac, France.
Pops, what about you?
There's so many places. I just can't pick actually one out.
Go 3 then. It's your birthday. Be wild.
Live on the wild side.
Grr.
I'd like to go. The other taps had on TV the old mansion, the old Winchester mansion. I think it's up north somewhere.
San Jose,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yes.
Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah,
it's
I'd
bomb.
like to go
Fucking
and see that, man.
free plug
They're actually
for
going
this
to let
place.
people-
If you're in San Jose, go there.
Let him talk.
They're actually going to let people spend the night very soon. Not sure when, but that'll be kind of
Make some
cool.
cash right there, huh?
I have a question for you. Do you still have? So you got scratched. We kind of just like passed over this like it was nothing. So you got scratched, and there's these scars on your arm, or not scars, but like
These are
scratches
scars?
on your arm
Scratches.
that are just out of nowhere. You didn't feel it,
I didn't feel when they actually happened till
and did you freak the fuck out?
no.
You just were like, "Oh shit, I'm
I
scratched."
just took a picture of it and then moved on.
How deep are the scratches?
Just surface.
Surface.
Cause it actually happened like 2 weeks later at the Queen Mary as well. I was eating dinner, and all of a sudden I got a scratch on the other arm. So I don't know.
I have a
Sounds
question.
like you're anemic.
Fucking Mikey. Sometimes they say that spirits follow you. Do you think maybe the same spirit has been just around you, or sometimes when you go to a place where there's those entities that it, wants to
Follows
show
you.
its face?
Like it followed you
Yeah.
to the next place
Yeah.
instead of it was a different one at the next place.
Did you
Real
bring him
talk.
here?
Damn.
Well, personally, I think that if they do attach to you, they will go back to where they feel most comfortable.
Right.
They won't stay with you for long
Okay.
unless it's something demonic. But I really don't believe in that stuff.
What kind of spirits do you believe in?
I just believe in energy, but it could be anything. I'm not just because it says it's a demon and stuff like that doesn't necessarily mean it.
So you're not racist to spirits?
No. I guess not.
That's like that fourth dimension multiverse thing with the energy, and
It's not just
yeah, like people talk about that it's not like just a spirit, like it's not just a ghost of a person. It's just like this energy that is put off that's like coming in and out of our dimension, and that's why we see it sometimes and then don't see it other times. It's crazy that it's followed you around though, like multiple times. That's
Jesse, what are you even talking about?
Well, yeah.
You've been showing Todd this
It's
week.
not necessarily.
You're talking about dimensions and in and out of parallel
what he's
universes.
talking
It's
about,
not
right?
necessarily the same spirit.
Yeah.
See,
he
Jesse,
did. He
no,
stated
that,
that
exactly,
earlier.
that was the end part of my conversation. You know what I'm talking about.
So you know, right, guys? You know, in and out, they weave. It's like this world, another world, and they get combined. And
Multiverse. Todd, why are you staying out of this conversation? Back your boy up, man.
It's like I can't find a mic.
Actually,
Yeah, I did
we still have that that ghost at home. We
Oh,
still
shit.
see him all the time, man.
Then my dad's
Casper?
house is haunted.
Yeah,
Like for real, so.
he doesn't bother anybody, but you see him once in a while, and as soon as you look at him, it kind of fades away.
I'm not even
you know?
sure if it is though. I thought I saw something at one point.
The dog even sees it. I know that.
He told you?
Be true.
He told you.
Oh, yeah,
Or I
Dad.
dropped him on his head at some point.
Oh, I'll never bring him there.
If you guys are ever bored, you guys should check it out.
Check
No.
Your house.
You guys are
Come on,
bored.
Dad.
Yeah.
I just want
guys
to
don't got
leave
no
him alone.
haunting
He's,
No,
he's-
let's piss him
he's
off.
a passive, whatever you
Spirit?
want to call it, spirit,
Energy.
or whatever. And he's just there once in a while, and he comes around and he walks, and I don't want to bother
He
him.
walks?
Does he strut,
He gets
Dad?
around.
Does he have some struts?
That motherfucker better be paying some rent. Shit.
He moves around. Okay.
What
Whether he walks or not, I don't know.
what race is he?
I don't know.
He's not a brother, Dad. You'd be
Obviously,
scared.
he's white, or you would have got him removed from the house a long time
Yeah,
ago.
for real.
Yeah, my house is haunted. I see him. The dog sees him.
Sock him, Phil.
I'm just joking, Dad. I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, I know.
What's up?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Is ectoplasm real?
Like from Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters?
No.
No,
I
it-
mean,
it
the
could-
concept of it. Not
If
just-
they materialize, they will, like, I guess, but I've never seen it happen.
Explain that. What is that?
Isn't that saliva from a spirit
It's-
or entity or like it's fluid?
I'm not sure what it is.
Has anybody ever had?
Well, I've actually
Uh,
had a picture where I saw something like white, like I'm not sure what it was.
It was me. My bad.
Sorry.
Oh, drop the
Then-
load.
It's in the wintertime.
When we returned back to that location, and I looked at the chair. There's no like way there's a
Puddle or.
shadow or a reflection or anything because it was at night. And when I
Has
took the picture-
anybody ever caught that?
What?
Like or analyzed it?
No.
Ectoplasm?
I just kind of just deleted the picture.
I don't think
So-
so.
All right. Well, where can people reach you, man? If they want to investigate a haunting.
Like Chris said, tapswestcoast.com.
There it is, man. Hey, keep in contact with the email. Send me all your links,
Right.
and I'll start promoting on our website too.
All right.
I'll do an email blast for you guys.
And next time I have an investigation, I'll let you guys know. It
Yes,
might not be
for
with
sure.
the team, but it would be with
Let us all
my
go, man.
local
We're fun.
team here.
We're fun.
Yeah, I want to go. What about the place in Santa Paula?
Yeah,
Glen
we got to
Tavern.
do that shit.
Yeah.
I actually slept in the lobby one time during an event.
All right. If I rent a room out there, will you guys come and investigate?
Will the
I
ghosts
would.
come?
But I'm not sure. The
That's
other
all we
people.
need.
Do you have
This is all
any
we
like
need.
equipment?
Do you
I
know
do.
the stories?
Room 307 is the best one to go
307.
into.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that the one with the
Everybody
bar?
says 307.
That's where they found the prostitute beheaded.
Yeah, and when men stay in that room, she wards them off. There's like a very angry energy when men stay in there. It's 'cause
Jesse,
she was
you're
a-
okay.
She was a
Mikey,
fucking
we're
photo.
gonna have a fucking hard time.
She hated
How long
men.
ago did she get beheaded
Yo.
in there?
I once
I don't
ran
know.
into like the Ventura County chapter of, I don't know, some shit that was like the ghosts like hunting people, and it was cool. It was at the Glen Tavern, and they were like telling me all the stories about like 307 and like all that stuff.
Let's
It was
go.
cool.
Dude,
No,
I'll get
wasn't
it.
You. There's a lot of chapters. It's surprising how many people are out there. Doing
I actually know somebody who lives on the premises there, and I guess
Lives on it?
yeah.
All right. Well, here's what's gonna happen in March, right before the music award season kicks up in April, May, and June, and July, and the rest of our summer. I will rent the room and just for a kickback day for all of us to get together, and we'll invite these guys, and we'll like tape a podcast there.
Some ghosts. Bring our little radio thing.
The little radio thing.
Yeah.